ignited by a common passion. These are the moments.
Chris Jericho is the first ever AEW World Champion.
And this is the city that helped launch All Elite Wrestling. This September, AEW returns to Chicago, where champions are made. Because the most incredible moments are still to come. Welcome back to the show.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the almighty Chip Around the Multiverse with your hosts, Kyle Charles, baby. Yeah, there it is.
Right. And the man who got poisoned on being the elite but raised back from the dead, CY Chan.
And today we're going to be talking about AEW's All In. Basically,
No, you should have done AEW All Elite Wrestling. Then, because then you didn't need to correct yourself. You should have followed it on as though you meant to say it.
Yeah, crap. Anyway, they're basically their WrestleMania we're going to be reviewing, which was a couple of days ago. Yes. So, before we get into the nitty gritties, what did you think of the show?
Overall, it's really good, and I'll give you a quick reason as to why. Right?
Yeah.
And not because of the match quality, because it was, but their matches varied in style as well.
Yeah.
Like, you had the bits and pieces for everyone. That, you might not be a fan of this particular wrestling style, but you might be a fan of this particular wrestling style in this particular match, The only thing they didn't have is a true scientific, technical pro wrestling match in there. Not to say, I'm just noting, not to say that needed one, but it's just like, if you're having a Zack Sabre Jr. versus Daniel Bryan or something like that, right? You would have had everything in every style of match, except the hardcore matches in here,
Yeah. Which, I totally agree with that. That's a good take.
Yeah.
I also really, really enjoyed it. I'll possibly go as far to say, I think I've probably said it this year, but probably best wrestling event of the year.
Yeah. Between this one and the last AEW one, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. AEW just keeps giving me what I need.
When it comes to Full Gear and Hangman Page wins the title, supposedly, if that's where they're going, then maybe that will be the best one of the year.
True. I'm still open out to accept it if it happens.
Yeah. We're buying that anyway, so we'll see how that works out.
It's gonna be great.
But as you and I are thinking, that'll be the final accumulation of the Hangman Page title win story.
It should do, unless they make it go a bit longer, which I don't mind with that, but we'll see. But it would have been better if they the combination of his story came to an end at All Out.
Yeah, well, I have to say this, right? I don't mind that it didn't, because
no, it's the same here. No,
Kenny's now the longest reigning AEW champion.
Yeah. So
that gives him another thing to boast about.
Yeah.
And then you need someone to finally knock him down the peg. It's like, this guy's not undefeatable, right? But this guy's just running him back too much, and he's beating all the top contenders. And then you're like, this final guy, the guy he fears the most,
Yeah. So if they did hold it off for another year, I wouldn't mind.
I don't know if Kenny would have the title for that long, but I think Kenny needs to be the guy that Hangman wins it off.
Yeah, he does. He needs to be.
But
I just feel like him winning the title should be at All Out. But yeah, we'll see.
I mean, that's the original plan, except that Hangman then had a baby, and he's kind of take a bit of time off, and they're like, you know what? Yeah, okay.
Or even if it's that Double or Nothing, which is their WrestleMania 2. So if one of those two, I don't mind.
But it's within the next two pay-per-view events, right?
Yeah.
All right. Did you watch the pre-show?
Yes, I did.
Oh, right. How was that?
It was okay.
Okay, fair enough.
It was a warm-up match, so just to get everyone involved.
Okay. Let's put it as these buy-in shows. These matches are meant to be, right? These teaser matches. Would it entice you to buy the rest of the show? If you're on the fence still.
No.
Okay. All right.
Because I enjoyed it, but
exported the quality of the match. Then
no, it was a good match, but it's like a standard. We'll use New Japan for example. You know, they're random 10-man tags.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah. Get the people.
Had a built-in story, but it was still
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Like get people on the show. Like the people that aren't in the storyline, get them on to do some stuff.
Yeah, basically.
To be fair though, they had matches here, and it was about 4-hour pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But they had some people that weren't in matches that you were like, oh, where's Antonio Gogo? Or, where's this guy? Where's that guy?
Yeah.
But they knew to spread them out. They didn't want to just shove everyone in there. So good on them with how they set up the card. Because everyone's probably going to get the moment to shine in the other pay-per-views and stuff.
Yeah.
Or it's like, if it's not relevant to have them on for the feud to finale finish.
Yeah, no point.
There's no point in you being there. Even though you get money for it, it's just like, well, really, do you want to just get put in there for no reason?
Yeah.
Don't advance anything, doesn't do anything,
Yeah.
All right. Okay, on to the first match then. The TNT Championship match with Miro, a.k.a. Rusev, as champion.
Yep.
Versus Eddie Kingston.
The Mad King, Eddie Kingston. Yes.
Yeah. You go first.
I liked this match. I like the build-up. Like when Miro was coming to the ring, I was all like, yeah. Actually, before even that, the whole Eddie Kingston like promo saying, "I know your kryptonite, it's your neck," blah 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 blah. And I liked how the commentary were like bigging up how Miro's never been defeated since being in AEW, and all these matches haven't lasted more than 7 minutes, stuff like that. I thought that's really good storytelling.
Incidentally, this match lasted about twice as long, right?
Yeah,
13 minutes or something. Whatever. So yeah. Now this type of match, the best way I could describe it is two brutes basically going smashing each other, right? To pieces. They were hitting each other hard, right? And they were, I wouldn't want to say they were doing basic stuff, but sometimes you don't need to do the most dangerous stuff to get a good reaction. They built their match with the smaller moves and strikes, because it's just about them hitting each other, I hit you, you hit me. Let's start hitting each other the hardest to see who survives.
Yeah. See who gets up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And there was one move which I wouldn't call it a botch, but Miro put Eddie Kingston in the corner. He ran back to the opposite corner and went to do running splash. I think Eddie Kingston already moved by that point.
Yeah.
So Miro then was like, all right, I can't. He's already blatantly not in the corner, so I can't splash the corner because it looks stupid. I'll splash him, right?
Yeah.
While he's slightly off the corner. And then what he did is roll Eddie Kingston back into the corner and then went for a mini splash, which Eddie Kingston then dodged. And I'm like, that's great. Then he go back to the exact same spot, and then you knew, well, kind of, you saw it like he meant to miss, but he didn't make it look stupid when he fixed it. Yeah. It was like, some people would have just continued and hit the corner, completely missed. And like, you're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Yeah, be like, that wasn't meant to happen like that, was it?
Yeah, so I good on these guys. Yeah, like you say, and I liked how the finish worked because it protected both guys.
Yeah.
Right? But not in WWE where you're like, okay, well, someone's selling merchandise, right? So let's protect them. This is more like, this guy, they're both fighting each other. And it's more of an opportunity.
Yeah.
Taking advantage. So Eddie Kingston held the turnbuckle. Miro German suplexed him, which wrenched the turnbuckle pad off as well. And then I think, did he go to pick it up and use it later, Miro? And then he threw it to the side. So the referee was getting it out of the ring. And then he tried to throw Eddie Kingston into the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
Who then reversed it. But the ref stopped him going to the corner.
Yeah.
Like into the turnbuckle. And then he low blowed Eddie Kingston from there while the ref was in front of him. I was like, okay, that's actually quite strategic because you knew the ref in front of you. You can't see you hit behind you.
Yeah. I thought that was super clever. I was like, that's a nice way. The Redeemer. Clever guy.
Yeah, and it was like he wasn't cheating to win because he couldn't win.
Yeah. He
was cheating to win because he was like, oh, I can.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity. He's like, might as well take it.
Exactly. Yeah, I've had enough of this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and it was a good finish as well. Like he just did, that running jump kick.
The Super Mochka kick.
Yeah. So, yeah, I enjoyed the match. I thought, two brawlers going at it if you enjoy that sort of thing.
Yeah. So, what would you rank it? Was it missable?
No, I'd say definitely not definitely watch it, but very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
John Moxley versus Satoshi Kojima.
Yep. Kojima.
Yeah. Now, the best way I put it, this is two brawlers just going at it.
Yeah. This match.
They were kind of not the simulated fight, but they were like, going at it.
Yeah.
No scientific wrestling here whatsoever.
No. Like, one of the things that stuck out to me in this match, I don't know if you noticed it as well. Right, before Moxley even gone to the ring, you could see like there was like something wrong with his elbows, like scabs or whatever. And then like 2 minutes in, his elbow's just bleeding. You're like, oh.
Oh yeah. I was like, oh, did he hit Kojima? And Kojima, because there's like not a place to breathe from, and he was striking Kojima. And I thought, well, maybe he hit Kojima's teeth or something, and there's a nosebleed or something. But Kojima didn't look like he had anything on his face. No. So I was like, huh.
It was his elbow. I noticed as soon as he came, like when he was coming to the crowd and he was doing all these things, like it's something odd with his elbows, and then just blood. I was like, dude, this is why you need to wear elbow pads.
Yeah.
Especially with his like when he was off for like ages because of his staph infection in his elbow.
Yeah. He probably just needed one elbow pad, didn't need both. But I don't know. Yeah, like you're saying, it's kind of when you're wrestling another guy who's also going to be sweaty.
Yeah.
You know, that's your own safety you should be concerned with.
Yeah. But going back to the match, man, I like this match. It's really great.
Yeah. And like I don't know how much of Kojima you knew before this, but I was like, I didn't know that much about Kojima, but I was like, oh, he seems like he could beat Moxley, even though this is AEW where Moxley's home. What's it called?
Home turf.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they gave on commentary they were like, oh, Kojima's won titles everywhere, like 7-time New Japan champion. And when he came out, they gave the statistics. So it's like, all right, as much as you not sure whether Kojima's going to win, there's a chance he actually might win.
I would have thought the same if this was like 2 years ago or something.
All right. Okay, let's just say it didn't come in there like it was going to be a whitewash for Moxley. Like,
no.
30% maybe Kojima could win. They tried to give him the build. I don't want to say the match was predictable in the sense that, like we say, Moxley probably going to win, but it's just like there was enough for you like, okay, maybe you could pull off something.
Yeah, I thought that, but I thought, this is Mox. He was former WWE, I mean, not WWE. Well, he was former WWE, former AEW champion. Yeah.
To be fair as well, Kojima was like 50. So yeah. But he didn't look it. I mean, it looked good.
No, he looks great.
I mean, the way they worked the match was not about taking insane bumps or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I like the paradigm shift, like the finish. He gave him a small, the standard one, and then he gave him the special one.
Yeah.
So it's like, he kind of protected him as well in the case because he basically just took 2 finishes in a row.
Yeah. So there's no way you're getting up from 2 finishes.
Exactly. But the best thing happened after the match.
Yep.
When our boy, the Murder Grandpa, came out.
Yeah. As soon as I heard, because I listen to his theme songs on a regular basis, as soon as I heard the drop, was like, it's him, and I got so happy. Like this show, lots of things made me happy watching it, and that was like one of them. I got up like, they're just gonna show off, ain't they? I didn't know it was actually gonna fight. Yeah. And when he did, I was like, this is awesome. This reminds you of Wrestle Kingdom. I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Almost the exact same sequence. He sleep held them and then pile drove them.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you know what? This, because Moxley won New Japan last time.
Yeah.
I would like to think Suzuki could get his win back.
I think he might.
But then again, I mean, like,
it's on AEW, isn't it?
If he does, then he'd probably stay over for a little bit to do his own storyline or something. But he is with Lance Archer, to be fair. So maybe they'll go for the tag titles. I don't know.
But it depends how long he's in America doing his thing for.
Well, to be fair, and also someone like Suzuki, do you want to have him? You can't bury. Not that you can't bury him, right? But he's a major star.
Yeah, but he could take a loss and no one would battle either.
Oh yeah. And he has, but it's like there's an aura to maintain with him that you have to kind of be aware of. You can't just
Nah, I don't think you do.
Okay, you reckon he's kind of bulletproof in the sense he could take to a certain level, right? As in he couldn't lose to Darby Allin, right?
No,
but he could lose to characters like main eventers and still be all right.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Would you say? What if he had a match with Miro for the TNT title?
When he lost.
Okay.
I'll be fine with it.
You're not even saying this would be a 50-50.
No, he would lose because, like, he's in a twilight stage of his career, so he doesn't need to take major wins, does he?
True. He doesn't even need titles to be.
No.
I'm looking forward to that though. I do wonder how they're going to build towards it. They got 2-month build for if they do the blow off at the pay-per-view.
What? Blow off between who?
The Suzuki and Moxley.
No, it's this week in Dynamite.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to hold it up. Yeah, no, but I mean that might be a DQ finish or something like that. I mean, I'm thinking maybe they'll build a storyline to the pay-per-view.
I don't think they don't need to. Like I was saying, it depends how long he's allowed in America for.
It's true. They could just have him do this match and then not be gone, but literally.
They can have this match and then they can have like the rubber match like a year from now. It makes no difference, really.
It's true. But they had a good match in New Japan, so I'm looking forward to this crazy brawl.
It's gonna be amazing.
Well, it's just crazy strike brawl match. That's what they kind of beat.
Yeah.
Because they're both intense guys on screen.
Yeah.
So yeah. I want to see the personalities mesh because they work the similar style and they have kind of not similar characters, but they just brutalize each other.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good match. Whatever happens.
Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, the AEW Women's Champion, versus Kris Statlander.
Yes.
Yeah. So, your opinion?
It was a good match. I enjoyed it. There was one thing I didn't like, and we'll get onto that when we get to the end of the match. But besides that, it's really entertaining. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I was like, nothing I can say bad about this match.
No.
I was like, not to say, I went in there assuming Britt was going to win.
Yeah, I always knew she was going to win. Yeah.
But that's because it's like she's doing really good work.
Yeah.
Rather than this is predictable. It's more like, okay, I kind of wanted her to win to keep her streak of being a mean girl going on. A mean girl role model, doctor, whatever, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Rather than lose it quickly, But yeah, I want to say the match was too predictable or anything like that.
No. There was bits where I was like, oh, maybe Statlander might win.
Yeah. But you're saying, so what were you saying about the...
I didn't like the end.
Yeah.
It was too overkill.
Okay. I also have to say as well, and when you say the end, are you including the stomp of the steps from that point continue on, yeah?
No, I thought it was fine. Even though I thought, like...
Yeah.
You got stomped on the stairs, you should be done. But
yeah,
whatever. Cool.
Well, yeah, the thing. Okay, so the finish, just to clear it out, they're outside. Britt stomps Statland, like does the stomp, like the blackout, the Steph Rollins curb stomp. She jumps off the ring steps, to hit Statlander. Yeah. Then you're outside the ring.
Yeah.
Then when they brawl for a bit longer, then Britt Baker does a second rope Canadian. No, okay. She's on the second rope and does a Canadian destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Pittsburgh Sunrise, as they call it here.
Yeah.
But what's Adam Cole call it?
The Palomar Sunrise.
Yeah, that's it. And Statlander kicks out, and I'm like, right.
No, she didn't kick out.
At 2.
Oh, yeah, she does kick out. Yeah, then she does what she does next, and then
the stomp, and then Statlander kicks out again, and then Britt does the lockjaw. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, okay, so let me backtrack when I said there's nothing bad to say about the match, right? Yeah, there's a bit of an over... okay, it's probably to protect Statlander, but
yeah, I get that.
You protect her a bit too much, because the stomp outside and then a Canadian destroyer would probably be... and if she did a Canadian destroyer, they're both worn out, Britt could get the pin right away, because she pinned her right away here.
Yeah.
If there was like a good 5 seconds before the pin, you can kick out of there and be kind of fine. Or get the ropes.
Yeah.
Right, but then, I don't mind those finishes without the pins, because that'd probably make a bit more sense. First of all, because she's just going to do damage for the sake of it, because that's how she is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the kickouts are a bit, like you're saying, iffy.
Yeah, I was just like,
yeah.
But
so the rest of it.
Yeah, the rest of it I really enjoyed. Even like the bit with Orange Cassidy not broke character, but you saw him the most
Finally show emotion, right?
Yeah. And just I was like, I knew Britt was gonna win, but that was a bit too much.
Yeah. But to be fair, it wasn't like a burial kind of
No.
More like a definitive win. Explanation point win because she could.
Yeah.
Well, no, not because she could, right? If she didn't pin her and she did the moves, that's because she could. But it's like, no, she did the moves because it seemed like she had to put Statlander down. And, yeah.
Like, if she did two of them, if she just did, like, the Canadian Destroyer and then Thingy kicked out and then she put her straight into the lockjaw, I'd have been fine with that.
Yeah.
But to do the stomp and then the lockjaw, like, that's just a bit too much.
Yeah.
But...
Well, that's more, but like we say, that's more for the protection.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But no, it's still pretty good.
Still pretty good. I'll say must-watch match.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every moment except for that, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, the entire pay-per-view, I'd say there's no bad matches on the entire pay-per-view. There might be one match that you might think is bad later on when we get to, but I'd say everything is watchable on this pay-per-view.
Yeah, same. Very watchable.
Yeah.
And then after this match, we had a interview with Andrade, who was meant to have a match with Pac, but Pac had travel issues, and then they sort of worked into the storyline like somehow Chavo was responsible for...
Which was kind of funny. Okay, now the interview, so it was like, when they were... So it's like, the interview person was asking a question to Andre El Idol, and he's like, I was meant to have a match with Pac. He's got travel issues. Who knows? Maybe he's just scared of me, whatever, right? The standard heel stuff. And then the interviewer asked Chavo something, and he's like, Chavo's like, I didn't know he was taking British Airways. And they're like, what do you mean? I don't know what airline he was saying, right?
Yeah.
And then I was looking at him going, what do you mean, Ed? What do you mean? How do you know what airline?
How do you know?
No. I said I didn't know. I said I didn't know he was taking that airline.
I thought that was funny. I was like, yeah, cool. I was quite looking forward to this match as well, but it's gonna be
like to be fair, I mean, they worked into the storyline. You're saying like Chavo deliberately sabotage it, which would be logical if it was bad for business, if you know what I mean. Like, fake switch, but people outside of kayfabe, they know. Okay, well, the issue is out of their hands. They're just trying to make something of it.
Which I thought was good to do that.
Yeah, and I like how Chavo played it like sly but stupid.
Yeah, it's like basically saying everything, but I wouldn't know that. Like,
exactly.
Admitted that you did. You know what I mean?
Speculation is that, but I can't confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
Even though I do know, but I'm not telling you I do.
I was like, he's the best.
Yeah. I like his sneaky body language as well, because it was like, he kind of tried not to catch their eyes.
What?
Yeah. Just please don't look at me, pretend I'm not here, you know, that sort of thing.
If I don't move, they can't see me.
They can't see me, All right, next. Steel Cage Tag Team title match for the AEW Championship.
Yep.
Tag Championship, that is. The Young Bucks, who are the champions, versus the Lucha Bros. Ray Phoenix and Penta
Cero Mero.
Yeah. Whatever they did. I think they just called him Penta for the entire thing, right? They never used his full name, right?
Yeah, they can't, because that's just a mouthful. That's just a mouthful to keep saying.
Now, this match is crazy. I was watching it thinking, what?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I don't want to say it was non-stop action, because they did have breaks in between all that craziness, but it's like they went at it and they just kept on going on and on and on, like with all sorts of craziness, and you're like, whoa. Please, guys, don't.
It's like, where's the madness going to next?
But it was quite a hectic pace for a match that was this length. They went at it kind of quick, like fast.
Yeah.
And then it slowed down because they were getting tired, right? But that kind of only made sense between all the stuff they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta say, I can't remember which Jackson brother it was. Might have been Matt with the kind of dyed mustache thing going on.
Yeah, Matt Jackson. No, wait. He's Nick Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, they look like they look like that one looked like a douchebag.
Yeah, I love how they just gone full. We're gonna pretend to be douchebags. I love it.
Yeah. They went full on, yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't care in the sense, as in their characters don't care what other people think of them anymore.
Yeah.
They just do what they do. It's just like when Jay White had the pirate beard. That's what it is. It's like extra heat just for looking stupid.
It's the best.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you ever saw it. The callback, not to this match, right? But when they had the thumbtack shoe.
Yeah.
When it was that match with they had
Candice LeRae,
yeah, and then she got kicked in the face with the thumbtack shoe, and I was like, oof, that was not
cool.
Yeah, but like here, they used the thumbtack shoe, and I was like, oh yes, that reminds me of them, but like, oh, they kind of, if you know, it kind of adds a little bit of extra to it.
Yeah.
The thumbtack shoe to super kick people, and like, oof. And they used it as well, not just as a super kicking tool. Just like they ran the Lucha Bros faces into it, into masks and stuff like that. So all good stuff, all crazy stuff. Too much to
talk about. It's like one of
just there's special sequences that you want to. Unless there's sequences you especially want to speak about. Yeah, it's hard to go through all the craziness that's going on here.
I did like this, like when the two elder brothers, like when Matt and Penta gave the other two the package pole drivers on the apron, I was like,
they looked at each other before they did. I was like, you don't dare, no, and then they both did it.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I did like it as well when so they did the BTE trigger on Penta.
Yeah,
and he kind of. And Phoenix went to break it up, but it was just okay. No, I know they had the rest of the match to go, right? And the Lucha Brothers went that. And Penta kind of kicked out of it because he wasn't sure Phoenix was going to get there in time. I was like, okay, fair enough. And maybe he should have done it. Well, to be fair, maybe he shouldn't have done a big kick out, right? And got a big pop from it. But at the same time, I think he was expecting the breakup, so he didn't want to nullify the move to some degree.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Because say the referee did count 3. What's gonna happen after that? You know what I mean?
I did like I know some people don't like it, but I like them all just standing there, just super kicking each other to like oblivion.
Yeah, that bit was awesome.
It was all the build. It all built because it was like getting crazier and crazier, and then it had to tail down because they were just taking too much damage to be able to do all sorts of nuttiness. And it was funny because you expect them to dive all over the place. But in a cage match, he got that, and he still managed to pull off something like insane.
Yeah, like when Phoenix hit his muscle buster driver thing, that move's amazing.
Yeah,
can't remember.
And did someone take a jump off the top of the cage as well?
Yeah, when they're about to finish the match, and Penta was going to Phoenix. No, you go to the top. You go to the top. So he went to the top, and then Nick tried to get up there as well. Then Phoenix knocks him down, and then Penta grabs both the Jackson brothers, and then Phoenix does a crossbody from the top onto all 3. Yeah.
Now, no, you finish what you're saying.
I found that bit was amazing, but I thought it was funny that afterwards Penta just got straight up. I was like,
yeah.
Wait,
what? The thing as well.
You took it as well, so how are you getting up?
Exactly. That's what I was going to follow up with. I was going to say, when you do a move like that, and all 3 of them have to catch you,
you're
taking, like, Penta would take damage as well. Like you say, it's just like, no, I didn't take any damage. What are you talking about?
I was wearing my invincibility cloak for that couple of seconds.
Yeah, but at the same time as well, I have to allow for safety because you kind of need that
third person.
You need that width for you coming from that height. If you hit something like on the mat, you might really hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So fair enough. And like you say, it was just a bit like he just straight holds it up right out of damage.
Unless you could still say, okay, adrenaline. Yeah. I was throwing that into it.
To be fair, now if it was Phoenix that did it, right?
Yeah.
As in Phoenix hit the move, then after he hit it, he kind of like slammed the ground and stand up, like Super Saiyan. I could get that. I'd be like, all right, fair enough. Like you're saying, the adrenaline rush, he's like super powered. He just knocked everyone's health bars down to nothing, and he just powered up his own finisher.
Yeah.
Not that it probably would have made sense in one way, but not make sense the other because he just not, he just risked his whole life to do that move. So yeah, there was being middle ground somewhere.
Unless you could say because Penta was in the middle, in between the Jacksons, he took less, but I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a scientist.
You know what? The only thing would have probably made sense, but then it wouldn't really, is if Penta if they were heels and he pushed the referee in there to take his place.
Yeah. That
might work, but at the same time, how's the finish? The finish was right after, so you can't have the referee get laid out like that.
Yeah, so. Good.
But no. Just crazy, outstanding craziness is the best way I can say this match.
Yeah, man. I would say so far, probably the best match on the card.
Yeah, I mean, there was blood as well everywhere. They got reactions from just even the Thumbtack shoe, and then they just looked like they really hurt themselves doing stuff.
Yeah, man. They left it, as they would say, they left it all in the ring.
Yeah, and I kind of. I was glad that the women's casino battle royal was after this, because what match how can you follow that match?
Yeah, you can't, innit?
That kind of gives you a bit of a
breather.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to go through the casino royale rules. They're just okay. What's your opinion on the actual casino battle royal rules?
It's a normal battle royal. Well, it's a battle royal, but 5 people come out in suits.
Yeah.
Not like suits. You mean like the card suits, like clubs, diamond, spade, whatever. And then, so that gets up to 20 people, and then you got the 21st person who is the Joker, who is normally like a returning guest or whatever. Yeah.
I will say this, right? Okay. What's weird is when the people come out, they don't come out as one bunch of the entire suits, right? They come out individually to their own theme music, and it's just a bit
weird.
I know they probably want to get the individual pops, but at the same time, it's like if the suits are coming out when they all come out at the...
Yeah, because the original Battle Royals, they all 4 of them would come out, and one person would get their entrance.
Yeah.
Which made more sense. So this way was a bit weird.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, to get the pop, I get it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think there's some tweaking with the rules that they need to adjust, right? Yeah. Because I think they've done a couple of these, and it's like, okay, I get what you're going for. I don't know how there's got to be other ways to kind of get around the situations.
It's got to be more consistent, because like I'm saying, like the other 3 have done, it's been like the rules have changed, sort of thing. Yeah.
But I didn't mind this.
No, I really liked it.
Yeah, there was some good moves in this match, and I can't remember her name, but she came in like a MMA kind of girl.
I think you're talking about legit Layla.
That's it. Yeah. So she came in there, and she was looked like she was shorter than the rest of the women, but kind of like but you could tell she was like one of those who I don't want to say works out, but she's got power for a small person.
Yeah, she's an Olympic wrestler, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she was just
legit, she is.
Yeah, she was German suplexing people, and I was like, oh, good on her. Was she the one that took the spear?
I don't remember. But spear from who?
I can't. Was it Red Velvet or someone? Okay,
no, from what's her face? Jade Cargill.
Oh, I can't remember exactly what everyone, because there's quite a lot of ladies in this match, and we watched it a couple of days ago. But one of them, I think it was Layla Hirsch. She took a dirty spear, like looked like she got ripped in half by was it Red Velvet? I'm not sure. I can't remember. But could be, there was a dirty spear in there at some point, and I was like, oof, that girl who took it, man. Ooh.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it was good. There was some weird moments in it, like I don't understand, like they kind of, a word I don't like using, jobbed out Riho and Shida.
Yeah.
And like, dude, they're like 2 former champions, and they get eliminated like it was nothing.
Yeah, I did like how Emi Sakura sold the Abaddon's just the look on her face, you know.
Yeah.
That's good. But yeah, like you say, it's just like, well, they don't have anything for them at the moment, so they're like, you know what, you get there, you get the pop, and don't you hurt yourself on the way out.
Like, they could have, like, at least with Shida and Riho, had them get to near the last bit, to at least the last suit of people, then get eliminated. But
yeah, I mean, like, even if you say to Shida and Riho, look, just fight in the corner for
like 20 minutes, or
then
whatever,
we'll make a feud between you two or something. I don't know, but yeah,
kind of. And I did notice some weird spot calling.
Yeah.
Between Ty Conti and I think it's Penelope Ford.
Yeah.
There's a bit we literally say to her, I'm going to do this. And everyone goes, okay. And then they did it. I was like, I noticed that. I'm pretty sure everyone else noticed that as well. Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, it was good.
So Ruby Soho.
Yeah.
/ Ruby, like now, formerly known as Ruby Riot.
Yeah.
Who was getting a big cheer before she even came out, by the way.
Yeah.
So, like, Joker, and the final Joker character is going to be, and you're getting a massive cheer, and then it's like Ruby Soho, and then it was actually Ruby Soho, which I think she'd been underutilized so much in.
Yeah.
So the last two people were like Thunder Rosa and Ruby Soho.
Yeah.
And
because Thunder Rosa eliminated Nyla Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted Thunder Rosa to win because although she's been there longer, and she's been having more.
Technically, she hasn't.
No, okay, but she was riding up the ranks. You know what I mean?
But technically, Thunder Rosa only joined AEW like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, it's true. It is actually true as well.
Yeah.
To be fair, but I was like, oh, don't have the stigma of this fresh person come from WWE and then win a number one contenders match. It just makes them like.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But to be fair, she's going to be challenging Britt Baker.
Yeah, she.
But in the middle of Britt Baker's reign, so I don't think she's going to win the title. I think they just wanted to make her a good contender.
Yeah.
So either of these girls, would have been a good choice. And I to lose to Britt Baker because that's kind of.
No, you know why? I say because Thunder Rosa is going to be the one who beats Britt Baker.
Yeah.
And because literally their feud wasn't that long ago, was it? So you don't want to really revisit that already.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, look, to be fair, they had quite a bit of like you even had Shida and Riho in there. So if you just line them up and say, all right, they actually have some good contenders for the title, but then when you put them in when you look at them and go, well, actually that person's already had the match, that person's already there, and we need to push someone else. It kind of makes sense what they did, and it gives like Ruby Soho a kind of a push to the top straight away, which then you can have all the other girls saying no, and start feuding with her over, and then she basically has to prove herself as number one contender. So if you go through that storyline, it does kind of make sense. She's not gonna, even though she won the Battle Royal, and she is number one contender, they could work it into a way where she still has to work her way through other people to be number one contender.
Yeah. Thunder Rose is going to beat her, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next match. Jericho versus MJF. Jericho's, if he loses, he'll never wrestle again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably be never wrestle again in AEW is what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I was like, oh yeah. This match told a story, like a good story.
Yeah.
MJF's injury that he had early on, and then he couldn't.
Powerbomb to the apron, yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, some moves he couldn't do. Sometimes he struggled, but he'd always sell the back to do stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, well, Jericho still got a fight on his hands, even though he injured the guy. Yeah.
See, what I liked about that as well, because even commentary told us like MJF never does any like high flying moves, even though he probably could. And then the one time he does it, it leads to him losing, which I thought that's pretty clever. Good storytelling.
And I have to say as well, when watching this, is like MJF as a personality,
is
a slimy bastard. Not like he's more of a Lex Luthor style slimy bastard, you know?
Yeah, no, he's just
not like he's not wormy or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
But he's just like egotistical and arrogant.
Yeah.
But he never cheated here.
Yeah, he did.
Well, okay, no, but he never. Okay, what I'm saying is he didn't like. Okay, what I'm trying to say. You go on first, and I'll get around to what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like you're saying. It was a good backup. This is like more of a storytelling match, which was like you're saying. It adds to all the different sort of styles of wrestling they had in this match, on this card. I did for moments think, you know what, MJF might actually win and Jericho might stop wrestling, but they'll find a way later on to sort of rectify that. Like with part of the finish where I thought, oh, that's how they're going to get around Jericho actually, having to retire. But no,
no, okay. What I was trying to say was he never came off as from the point where he got injured and he was kind of the underdog-ish, but not really, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think he was like ever trying to always play catch up, if you know what I mean. Like, I have to cheat everywhere to get an advantage and stuff like that. He's like, if certain things he did make sense, you know.
I'm pretty sure he did.
No, but look, I'm not saying okay. Where is this? He never was. You know, like in WWE matches where the heel would just continuously cheat because they can't even match up to the.
Yeah, they're trying shortcut stuff. Yeah.
So he never relied on the shortcuts as well. I was going for.
50-50.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, he never overly relied on it. All right.
Yeah, I can say that.
Yeah, that's yeah. I know there's people came out to interfere in the matches, but then other people came out to stop them as well. So it's like, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because he had Wardlow come out, and then Jake Hager was like, "Nah, dog," and he came out and they started fighting. Yeah,
and that was that bit like you were saying about the finish where MJF was trying to do the Judas effect, right?
Yeah.
Prior to during the match, and he finally actually hits Jericho with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's heel tendencies right there, because you would. That's how he is. That's what the storyline was going for. You know, the labors of Jericho, and I'm better than you, and all that stuff. So I'll just finish you with your own move.
After hitting him with the
sorry,
because he went for it after he hit him with the baseball bat, innit?
Yeah. And So Jericho's foot on the rope, like referee counts Jericho's foot on the rope before the third count, but because she couldn't see, she counted the count.
Yeah.
Then second referee comes out and says, there's a foot on the rope.
Yeah, and she's like, what?
That was always there. They had the camera there so you could hear the referee speaking as well, which is good, as a visual thing.
Yeah.
And the match gets restarted. And, Jericho at some point locks the walls of Jericho on, right? So
it gets restarted, and Jericho does a small package, but MJF kicks out, and then MJF locks in the Salt of the Earth, his Fujiyama. Yeah. And then Jericho gets out of that, and then he goes for another small package. MJF tries to do the Salt of the Earth again, and then somehow Jericho reverses that into the walls of Jericho?
Yeah. And what was kind of not funny, but was that you noticed Jericho had it. MJF reached the ropes. Jericho then pulls him into the center of the ropes. And I think he tried to step back to put a lion tamer on.
Yeah.
But I think he might have been losing his balance. He thought, no, because if I lose up the balance, I'm going to snap this guy's neck if I fall backwards.
Yeah.
So he kind of like just stepped back forward into the walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's all right. It would have been cooler if he locked in the lion tamer, because that's how, when people get locked in the lion tamer, it's an instant finish.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's fair enough. If you look like, if you were off balance or whatever that you needed to readjust, that's fine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it did kind of, like you say, tell the story of MJF hurting his back, and he always was holding his back from that point. So it's like, okay, Walls of Jericho is, and you know what? Actually, I know I say it would have been cooler if you had the lion tamer on, but when you look at it, lion tamer is more where your neck's cranked. And
so it wouldn't make any sense, would it?
Yeah. As long as Walls of Jericho is probably hurting him across the spine where his injury was.
Yeah.
So, fair enough.
Yeah. Very, very good match. And then, the inner circle come out and they celebrate with him, and he'll start singing Judas. Pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Next match, CM Punk versus Darby Allin.
Yes.
I like that Sting came out with him, and then it was like they did little like, Darby Allin, you can handle your own business. I'll head to the back.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And there's no actually there was no reason for Sting to come and manage him anyways. It's not as if he was fighting a bunch of heels. Sting being there makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, oh well, you can be a man, you can do it on your own sort of thing. It's like, fair enough, Sting, he's there as backup when Darby Allin needs backup. Yeah. So, but he's like, you go deal with your fight on your own.
Yep. One of the things I thought was weird was Darby Allin's little video before it. I didn't get it.
Yeah. So
I don't get it.
They got a body bag, right, which he attached to a helicopter.
Yeah, with an arm sticking out, which I didn't understand. Yeah.
No. Here's the thing: it's going to sound nonsensical, and you can correct me if I'm wrong in misremembering some stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you just assume who's clipping the bag, where's Darby Allin, and who's in the bag, right?
Yeah.
But then it turns out Darby Allin, this bag's going up, yeah. Darby Allin is in the helicopter already.
Yeah.
And as the bag's going up, then Darby Allin jumps out of the helicopter, right. But if you, like, for example, if you're heli skiing, if he had the skateboard with him and then he went to land somewhere, and first of all, it couldn't make sense because he's probably shattered his knees on landing. But whatever, right? If you're gonna go for that, then at least, and if he dropped out of the helicopter with a skateboard, which would never, have to be glued to his feet to stay on, but we can allow that for the coolness of it. Anyway, he lands on a half pipe and does the curve with the skateboard. Fair enough. But he just jumps out of the helicopter, right? And then he plays his theme music, comes out on stage. He's like, wait a minute. Wait, what?
I'm saying it. I was like, all his other videos and stuff, I've always understood, but this one I didn't get. I was like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
It looked cool, but I still understand.
And it's like one of those videos where you're like, oh, it's so cool that even if it don't make sense, I'll allow it. Like all Warriors promos and stuff like that. Yeah,
but this just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah. What are you going for? What were you going for?
What's the message behind this? Because I don't get it.
Yeah. As to the match itself, though, I like the match.
Yeah, match was good. Great.
It was now okay, right. In a way, like, okay, CM Punk's coming back from 7 years out of being the ring, so ring rust, you could say. And even though it's likely to win, you can say, okay, Darby still had a chance because he's getting a push as well and stuff like that. And you're like, well, if he's bursting someone he's fresh and still in the, constantly having a matches, right? And you get someone who's been out of wrestling for like 7 years, you could have the sneak win and still be all right.
Yeah.
But it was like, so I don't want to say it was a 50-50, but at least they gave him enough chances where it's believable, storyline-wise, that he could get something.
You know what? If it wasn't in Chicago, I would agree with you, but because where it was...
Yeah. No. I didn't think about that. You're right. But I did like how this match was laid out, because it was like, there were spots where Punk could get his rest, but it wasn't too obvious that was what these sections were for. Yeah. Because they weren't always going for like grapples and holds and stuff like that. But there was enough of those, the counts and stuff like that to give him a bit of a... I wonder what his actual cardio was like, though. Yeah, and it didn't go over... Like, it didn't need to go overly long to be an epic match. No. It was just a match to make Darby Allin look like a fighting... not a champion, but, a contender. Yeah. Make him look good, don't bury him, sort of thing.
Like, one thing I say, the good about Darby's character... Yeah. Losing makes him a better character.
Yeah, he could take losses.
Yeah, because it's going to build up to something in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To be fair, he is like 5'7", so he was always going to be kind of the underdog.
Yeah.
But like you say, it just helps build him a bit more most of the time.
Yeah.
And he's losing against high-level talent as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like he's losing against QT Marshall or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it just shows where his rank is on the AEW roster.
Yeah.
When he's finally able to be that person, he brings it up to the next rank. He's just like the slow build guy who's coming up from the bottom.
Yeah.
He's got time on his side. He's young.
Yeah.
But like the GTS spot where he took the GTS and basically just flopped out of the bottom ring rope to protect, like obviously to allow the match to continue. But the way he flopped out of the ring as well looked genuinely like, I don't know if he was going like trying to look like he was going to bounce off the middle rope, but he just kind of body went through the bottom rope.
Because that spot reminded me of Cena Punk at Money in the Bank 2011, because the same sort of thing happened there.
Yeah, but this one looked more accidental. I think it's smaller. It could have been just a complete accident. He missed the area where he was supposed to land, Because Cena's like 6'1", so where he's landing is where he's landing.
Yeah.
Right? And not to say, obviously, the spot was on purpose, but it looked like it might have been accidental and still been all right.
Yeah, but with Darby, because he just does stupid stuff, you can see, you're like, okay, that could be accidental. That could be him actually doing it.
Yeah.
Like when he took that dumb hammer whip into the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
That move, when he did that, I was like, why did you do that?
Yeah, he does some stuff, but he's like, ooh,
It's like, do you want to see 30 years old? Because the way you're doing stuff, dude, no, it's not gonna end well for you.
Yeah, but I think it. Look, this match helped him in defeat. He never looked bad, and he kind of looked like he had decent chances of winning at some points as well.
Yeah.
So good on them for working it away. Both guys come out there looking good.
Yeah.
What do you think of Punk's ring gear?
It confused me. To this day, it still confuses me.
So CM Punk usually wears trunks with the Chicago flag on it, or the stars. But this one was more... Okay, he was wearing Bret Hart t-shirts and stuff.
Yeah. So
this one was like the Bret Hart tights, except for where his heart's down his legs, it is the star, the full Chicago Stars.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if that's what he was going for, of course, right?
Like, I think, like, I was saying to my friend at work, I was like, if it was any other color, I don't think it would have bothered me. But because it was black, I don't know, it just always stuck out to me. I couldn't stop looking at it during the match. Like, I'm confused by this. I don't...
Yeah. Because, first of all, it's because, when, like, Okada had the trousers?
Yeah.
We're just so used to having CM Punk in the trunks.
Yeah.
Would you prefer he had biker shorts instead of these long johns, or
probably,
or would you think it like what he wore in MMA would have been kind of?
That's what I thought he was going to wear, like what he wore in MMA, or even like you said, like biker shorts. But yeah, it just I don't know, it's just weird.
He should do just to not to be a troll, but when Okada had the trousers, and then finally in that Wrestle Kingdom he took the trousers off, and he had the biker shorts, and everyone cheered him. That's what Punk should do. Like come out for his next match in the trunks, in the tights, and then take them off, and he's got the trunks or the biker shorts or something different underneath it. He should play it up though as well.
Yeah, but controversial opinion. I like Okada when he's wearing long trousers.
Yeah, and that is I can't agree. I can't agree with you about that. I don't like him in the trunks, and I don't like him in the trousers. I think his biker shorts.
Shorts are the best, obviously. Yeah. The trunks are weird.
Yeah, but to be fair, when he was the Blue Maker character, the trousers worked.
Yeah, exactly. It worked then. But Okada's Okada. One spot I did like in this match is when Darby went for the coffin drop, and then Punk just sat up and laughed. I was like, that's funny.
Oh yeah, and there were good setups for the GTS as well here, because I want to say Punk was desperately trying to get it on, but every time he had the opportunity to roll a move into that, he did it. So like, oh, all right. Yeah. Punk and Darby's just got to be keep aware of this on top of everything else.
Yeah.
So I was like, good match overall. And well, choreographed in a way that helped both guys and disguise how gassed CM Punk might have been.
Yeah, or because this guy's he's a bit of ring rust. Yeah. And I liked the bit at Sting came at the end, shook his hand.
Yeah.
And said thank you and all that stuff. And then I liked how Punk was. You could tell he was like happy after the match when he was like shouting out, "I'm back, mother," and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, good. I wonder if this is like. I wonder if there'll be a storyline group with them going forward, or is it just like they're going to just go their separate ways after this match? Would have been kind of I don't know. We'll see what they're going to do
next. I just hope with CM Punk, they sort of treat him like Brock Lesnar, where he doesn't fight all the time, because then like the shine of it's going to wear off really quick.
I guess that depends on what program he's in against who, you know.
Because I don't mind if he's talking and stuff, but like the more he wrestles and stuff, the shine's going to go off really quick.
Yeah, but it might be a case of he has to have his matches to get back in ring shape, and then you can tail that down slightly afterwards.
I don't know. Damage might be done by then.
Yeah. Okay. So next match, Paul Wight.
Well.
Yeah. He's QT Marshall.
Yep.
With the factory, right?
Yep.
Without Antonio Gogo though.
Yeah, I don't think he's about anymore, man.
Yeah. Short match. Exactly what I thought this match was going to be, by the way, right?
Yeah, same.
Everyone get chokeslammed or beat up by Big Show, and yeah, that was that.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't say it was bad. It was entertaining for what it was, but it didn't make the Nightmare Factory look particularly good.
No, but have they ever been any good?
To be fair as well, they kind of were treated the way they kind of deserve to be treated.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it is the Big Show. They make him look like a threat, not like a jabroni like they were in WWF.
Yeah.
And I noticed how Jim Ross called him the Big Show.
Yep.
And then he got corrected right away. Oh yes, it's Paul Wight. He's a giant.
Yeah. I think not Paul Wight. Sorry. That guy.
Yeah.
Jim Ross. At some point, he called something the NXT as well.
Yeah.
I was like,
no, I'm going to be fair to Jim Ross about calling Big Show Big Show. We're doing it, but we're right. We're not officially broadcasting any organization, right? But I think he's so used to calling him Big Show after 20 plus years or something.
Not even just him. I think in general, everyone would be.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, for since 1998, he's been known as the Big Show. Yeah. And it's kind of sort of hard to get that out of your memory anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even if you're not a commentary.
Which is funny, because when Big Show started in WWE, me and my friends were calling him the Giant.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The Giant.
Yeah. So, yeah. Like we say, like not bad, not great, but it kind of exactly what it was meant to be.
Yeah. And I did feel uncomfortable though when the Big Show was walking to the ring.
Oh, wait, you looking at his knees?
Yeah, because you noticed that as well, right? It looked like he was like slanted, his knees.
Okay. He looks like he wasn't. You know how let's say you're from your hips to your legs, right? And they're straight. Where his knees are slightly bent outwards.
Yeah.
So like you're saying, it was like, ooh, yeah. And then I was like, okay, so he stopped doing the choke slam because it was wrecking his knees.
Yeah, but
he was doing choke slams here, and I was like, okay, is he going to just do one-handed, not even one-handed or two-handed choke slams, right? But is he just going to go choke slam and not land on his knees?
Yeah.
But he did. He landed on one knee. I was like, but you're big enough to do it without having to land on any knees.
But I like when he does it on the knees.
Oh,
I think it looks more powerful.
Yeah, but I'm saying...
But I know what you mean. You don't need to at this point in your life.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Sid. Look how Sid does it. You know what I mean? One arm, one hand.
But you remember, Sid is the master and ruler of the universe, so
yeah,
he can do what he wants. Yeah,
exactly.
And good on Big Show for being 400 pounds now. Good on him.
Well, he looked like
he looked
first of all, I thought his wing gear looked actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was done in a way that it was tired to make him look slimmer. But his ring gear kind of suited him.
Because remember at one point when he was in like WWE when he was like 540 pounds.
Yeah.
Which was like, when you think about it now, is insane.
Yeah, exactly. He looks in better shape.
Yeah. Good on him, man. Good on him.
Yeah, and they kind of like you say, they should treat him as the Brock Lesnar style attraction.
Yeah. Every now and then he come out and squashes a jobber, and then boom.
Exactly. And then maybe gets in like, okay, so if you need a big your next rising star, for example, if he was fighting Anthony Ogogo, you have Big Show lose because of interference. That's fair enough as well, because you know who they're pushing, and Big Show can be the kind of not the gatekeeper, but the guy they kind of.
I don't know, because then that's kind of going back to how he was in WWE.
Oh, it's true. Oh, yeah, know what? How old is he now, Big Show?
He's 49, 52. He's 50 next year.
Yeah. So I was going to say around. Okay, would you say it's fair around the age that he's at to be used like that?
I don't know. If he had a better history, then I'll say yeah.
Yeah.
But because of how his last, let's say, 5 years have been,
yeah. Okay, now you got a good point. Yeah. Okay. But that Brock Lesnar style special attraction is what you're saying he should be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense to do it like that. It doesn't. It won't help his knees to be in the ring all the time like that. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Just keep him on commentary because he's funny on commentary.
Yeah.
And then
they now have a massive amount of big guys in AEW as well. So to have people find him on his own level.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they couldn't do, but the way that he's just a big, massive man beast.
Yeah.
He could just be a physical threat to whoever, anyways.
Yeah.
And they could do like that.
Yeah.
I did like the pounce that he did. I don't know if he was meant to be I don't know if he started coming off like he was going to do a spear, but he went into a pounce instead.
He's been doing that for, there was a point where he was doing a spear. We just looked like he just fell into people. Then he started making it like the pounce. So I just thought he's transitioned it to that now, I guess.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't, but they didn't call it the pounce or anything like that. So I was like, was he meant to do it? But the guy was too close and he couldn't get low enough to do the spear. So he just went for a pounce. They sold it like how you would sell a spear / pounce.
Yeah.
And he kind of came back from them. You know what I mean? I didn't know if he was meant to do one or the other.
No.
But I think it'd be better off just doing it the pounce instead.
Yeah, it makes more sense. It's better coming from someone that big as well. You don't need to spear you just need to fall into you.
Not only that, but in the spear he'll probably have to land on his knees.
Yeah. On the pounce, he just lands on his good hip.
Yeah, off to the side afterwards. I think you should probably add that. You know what? He could even use the pounce as his finisher if he wanted to.
Yeah, he could. It'd be viable. I would buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Because especially if the way they sell it when Keith Lee hits the pounce and he just fly across to the upper corner of the ring, But that just gives him something else that he can finish a match with. If he doesn't, if he can't use the choke slam.
Yeah.
I've stayed to do a match. Someone's working on his hand the entire time and he can't grip them for the choke slam.
Yeah.
But
they kind of nullified. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. How's he going to grip them to throw them into the ropes for the pounce if he can't? They use his opposite hand. That's still all right.
Yeah. Because they kind of nullified his knockout punch, didn't they? Because what's his name just took it and he was standing there. So
Yeah, I'm glad. I always thought that finisher was kind of dodgy, the knockout punch, anyway, because you can throw lots of punches in a wrestling match. How come no one else?
Yeah.
Unless you're a boxer like Anthony Ogogo, where you can say, okay, knockout punch because he's a boxer. But even then, it's like you see people, especially during the brawling era of WWE, where Austin's throwing a ton of punches.
Yeah. And I kind of always understood why they gave it to the Big Show, because he did be boxing for a time, man. If someone his size hit you with his fist.
Oh yeah, but one thing.
I get what you mean. It's a bit.
As much as I agree with you, I'm gonna say in New Japan, I can buy a punch being the finisher because they go by the wrestling rules of no closed fist strikes.
Yeah.
To protect, obviously, they're like if you legit punch someone, they're gonna probably knocked out, right?
Yeah.
So you don't throw punches, open hand strikes and stuff, and that's why the referee's like, if you throw a straight punch, the referee will demolish you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if they build it like that, and then he does a punch as his finish, it would make sense. But punches aren't protected in WWE, so it's like,
yeah.
What's the difference between your punch and everyone else's punches? Except that your fist is the size of
someone's whole face.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. But yeah, like we say, inoffensive, actually quite enjoyable watch, I'd say as well. I mean, you could listen if you want. It's 3 minutes long though, so you don't lose anything for watching.
Nah. It's a good palate cleanser for what's coming next.
Well, I'd say as well, it's a good chaotic kind of. I want to say chaotic match because that's kind of like what the Bucks and the Lucha Brothers did. That was chaos. But this was like a lot of things going on at once, where Big Show's just destroying everyone. You're like, yeah, okay.
But one thing about this match now doesn't make any sense. Last week on Dynamite, Billy Gunn turned on him and hit him with a chair.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, maybe Billy Gunn's going to come out and get chokeslammed as well. But no. So what was the whole point of that?
Well, he's got nothing to do with the Nightmare Factory, right?
No, I think he's joined the Nightmare Factory now.
Oh.
No, he's joined the factory now, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, Who knows then? Who knows? Maybe Billy Gunn's like, I'm 50-something. I ain't going to take a chokeslam.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Then after this inoffensive match, had a little promo for Mox saying that can't wait to fight Suzuki and he's done all the drugs because
He's done all the drugs.
I was like, okay, I guess.
All right, fair enough.
We had a promo from Malachi Black just saying that he's gonna fight Dustin on Dynamite, and Dustin, your family basically losers. Remember what I did to your little brother? See you on Dynamite. Yeah, so fun times at Dynamite this week. Yeah.
Well, it was good for them how they basically during their pay-per-view trying to keep you to watch the next set of shows.
Yeah, which is cool. Which I like at AEW for. Everyone seems involved.
Yeah.
In everything. So good on them for that.
So we go to the AEW World Title match with Kenny Omega versus Christian. Kenny Omega being champion. First of all,
no, you said it wrong. It's Kenny by God Omega.
Yeah, you're right. All right, as Don Callis would say.
Yep.
This is essentially okay. So they had a match on Rampage.
Yeah, the first Rampage. Yeah.
Yeah, for the Impact World Title, right?
Yeah.
And Christian Cage won that. And actually, you know what? You must have watched that match. I watched that match, and I was like, oh, it's actually a pretty good match considering that they've got a pay-per-view coming up, so they're not going to pull out all the stops.
Yeah.
And towards the end of that match, Kenny got a kill switch onto a chair.
Yeah.
Which by the way, was
disgusting.
Like, yeah. No, but the thing is, it's like, I don't need to cheat to win. I'm just going to.
Yeah.
And it backfired because the Bucks came out with the chair and he went to set it up and use it. And then, So in that way, even though he lost it, it was like his arrogance cost him.
Yeah.
This rematch kind of made sense as well because it was already signed. So it just gave a bit more stakes to whether Kenny's going to win or lose the match.
Yeah.
Because as we know, right? Not as we know, but as people suspect, it'd be Hangman Page that beats Kenny. So you need to up the stakes a bit more to make Christian look like he could. Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, as much as everyone's hoping that Christian don't win it because they want Adam Page to win it, I believe some of Christian's near falls in this match.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I was actually maybe they're gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it wasn't like I think he got a bit more of a muted response, Christian, because he wasn't Adam Page.
Yeah.
But it didn't stop the match. It didn't stop them building the match to the point of like really good stuff. What was really cool though was when they were outside.
Yeah.
And he went to run to the barricade and do a flip moonsault, except that he's just off the top of it. And they were about to chant UF'd up at him, right? He stops, he waves his fingers, right? So the crowd kind of stopped and wait for the next thing. And he jumps up, does a 180 flip moonsault on Christian while he's on the floor.
Yeah.
And I was like, Kenny, yes, right? You shut down the chant, first of all, yeah? And then he came up with something even more spectacular to make them forget about you slipping up.
Yeah, straight away. I was like, good on him, man. Good on him.
And it's good that he played it up as well, where he's like, Yeah.
Yeah.
Some really good stuff going on in this match. And some moves where you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt the next day. Some dirty V triggers, of course. And like we said, Christian, even though I'd say people didn't want him to win, not because they weren't fans of him, but because they want Adam Page to be in there. Yeah. I think he's got enough fan support behind him towards the end of the match.
Yeah.
Like the end, it was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, maybe.
Because
maybe you should do it.
This match kind of reminded me why Christian is such an underrated wrestler.
Yeah.
He's amazing in the ring.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't look at this match like anything about Adam Page. I was like, oh yeah. And at the match itself, I was like, you know what? They're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
And Christian, when they went to the top rope to do the finish, right? Where, so Christian hits Omega with the kill switch, but and he covers right way and gets 2 counts. Like, oh yeah, okay, kind of all right. Yeah. But then that sets up the end bit because he then puts Omega on the top rope and he tries to do a super kill switch.
Yeah.
And it would only make sense. It only makes sense to do that because your standards finish didn't finish him. You're going to try and kill him with your next level finish. Yeah, and then so as he hooks up his arms and gets Omega's head on his back, Omega slips a bit lower to go on between Christian Cage's legs and puts him in the electric chair position. I was like, is he gonna try and murder this guy with a one-winged angel off the second rope? Which he did, right?
Yeah.
But it was a super safe one because he made sure that Christian was rotated enough to land on his back, not his upper shoulders.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, okay, I'd rather have him land that and not expose the move, but have him land safely on it than to do the move on the upper shoulders, neck area, where you could have actually injured the guy.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I didn't mind that it took a super one-wing angel to put Christian Cage down, considering how they set it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any other comments about the match itself before we move on to what happened after the match?
Yeah. When Kenny, something Kenny keeps doing, and I was like, this is hilarious until today. When Christian was on the outside, so Kenny put the table on him, and he stomped through the table, and you saw it cut like Christian's stomach. You noticed that bit?
No, I didn't see that he cut Christian's stomach.
Yeah, like one of the legs protruded, and it like sort of stabbed Christian in the stomach. That's where he had like some blood on his lower abdomen.
Yeah.
And then what else I thought was funny?
Well, did you say that Kenny showed concern afterwards about that, or do you like you're thinking maybe you should beware of how he does it?
No, I don't think it's his fault. It's like because he always used to do it in New Japan, and like the tables there were made out of paper.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like a mistiming event.
Yeah.
Like
to be fair as well, I think maybe the tables in New Japan are sturdier.
I don't know. They're a lot smaller as well, so I guess there's less to go. I don't know. But yeah, that was funny. The Good Brothers always coming out to just get hit always makes me laugh because
Well, look, they treat like I want to say they treat like jabronis. They're not really treated like jabronis, but they like the Three Stooges sometimes.
Yeah,
they come in and sometimes they're just there to get beat up. You're like, well, you know what? They're there for a bit of a laugh, but they are the Good Brothers.
Yeah, and
you can allow for that. They don't portray themselves as super serious.
No. And like because it's on AEW, it's fine. If it was doing this in Impact, then be like, that's not good for you guys because you're Impact wrestlers. Ugh. But and tag team champions. But yeah, it's like, okay. But yeah, man, very good match. Once again, this is why Christian should be a Hall of Famer. Just saying.
Yeah, underutilized elsewhere, man. But and I don't think it made the Impact Championship look bad that Christian lost it anyways.
No.
He lost it to a move that no one's kicked out of and a super version of that move at that.
Exactly.
He was decently protected.
He's wrestling the greatest wrestler in 30,000 years, as Don Callis says.
Yeah, exactly. And the only people that can beat this guy are retired.
Yeah.
Did he say not working there?
Yeah. Or dead.
And dead. And then we get the resurrection of Adam Cole.
Baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was super happy about because I didn't get spoiled for this, so I was like, "Oh snap! He actually did do the jump. Awesome."
Yeah. It was good because then he came down, have a little stare down with the Elite because they murdered him, and then what he did was super kick. So
oh yeah,
we forgot to mention Gallows, Anderson, and the Bucks came out and beat up Christian Cage. Yeah. Christian Cage. So the Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy came out to help brawl with them, and they get beat down by all 5 guys anyways. Yeah, and then Adam Cole comes out. Looks like he's going to stare off with the Elite. Instead, he super kicks Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
And and then the Elite are one big family. Ha 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 ha. Right. And then Kenny Omega's boasting on the mic again.
He's
like, and hear
of course he'd be with us. He's our friend. We love him.
Yeah. They got a Ride of the Valkyries come and play.
Yeah.
A remix version as well.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan, but Bryan Danielson. Let's go by his actual name. No, Bryan, right?
Yeah.
Comes out and everyone's chanting yes. Bryan Daniels comes in, kicks a poor Nick Jackson. He was getting the crap kicked out of him.
Yeah.
I say poor Nick Jackson, but when the heels personally deserve it, but it's just like he got put in the corner and Bryan Danielson just kicking the crap out of him.
Yeah. Yes kicks.
Yeah, throws him to the other turnbuckle. Did he throw him in the turnbuckle, right?
Yeah.
And they just give them a flying knee, and I was like, oh yeah. And you could see Nick still had the ice pack attached to him.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this boy, man, he was getting, he's getting it. Yeah. So lots to look forward to.
Yeah, man.
For the next set of Dynamite, and they're thinking of holding off. I was reading they're thinking of holding off Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson's appearances here.
Yeah.
But they just shoved it. They put it forward, and it's good because it all kind of made sense storyline wise.
Yeah.
Now you set up factions that can fight each other. Not factions necessarily, but you set up the groups.
Yeah.
So you got the elite on one side, you got the new guys on the other side with their people, top tier stars as well. So yeah, we'll see how that all works. Obviously, I want to see a Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson as well, but
I don't know.
I don't want to get him. I don't want him to get a title shot right away because he just kind of is a bit.
Yeah, this is my only problem. I'm happy. I'll probably say AEW is my favorite wrestling promotion at the moment right now, but I'm kind of worried that they're gonna have a WCW/WWE problem where they have too many people.
Yeah.
And not enough for them to do.
Well, look, but what's good for them is that they've got the Forbidden Door open, so people can just shift on over to Impact or New Japan.
Yeah.
For a little bit. Say, for example, Bryan Danielson said, "I want to do the G1." They can write him out for a storyline for 2 months, and then he comes back.
But the only problem with that is, say, it's kind of hard for them to write them out for certain things. A lot of the time they write people out being injured.
Yeah.
But then you can't write him out being injured, then he's off there.
Or legit, he could just probably say, as they got a partnership now, I want to compete in the G1. That means I'm going to be out here for 2 months, right?
Yeah.
You can just say that. I'm not saying that he's going to be in G1, but it's just they could do stuff like that. Could move people out of other organizations for a little bit. Like you say, because if they got too many people and they're not relevant to anything, the last thing you want to do is just make them drop down the card and disappear.
Yeah. Which I have hope that they won't do stuff like that, but it's always that little fear that could happen, isn't it?
Yeah, but you're right. But they've also they can just put groups on people as tags.
And but then that's the same problem they have in every women's division in any wrestling company.
True.
You know what I mean?
It's true. So they were. There are rumors they're going to make a trios tag title.
Yeah, I heard that as well. But that'd be alright.
So if they do that, at least you've got enough faction groups to do that with.
But then it's got the New Japan problem where the 6-man neverweight title, just random people just, hey, we're tag team champions. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's true. It is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what? Look. The grouping of the elite is like the mega power of the AEW at the moment. And you need these. You probably do need a group of major name individuals to have enough oomph that you think they can be a challenge. But how they can progress this storyline though, because they're not overly protective of the elite, which is good.
Yeah, which is a good thing. Yeah. For now, yeah, I'll be quite happy.
Yeah. All overall, very good pay-per-view, and I'd say to people, watch it. You can watch everything and not be. I'm not sure about the pre-show because I didn't see that yet. But I could say you can watch everything and you'll be happy with the money you spent on it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I'm the man who's going to kick your effing head in, CY Chung.
And I am the man. Who's a man? I don't know.
But wait, let me just say, did you notice that they worked into Bryan Danielson's theme music, where it's Ride of Valkyries, and then it said, "You're gonna get your."
No, I didn't even notice that.
Beat, head kicked in.
I didn't even notice that.
There was a crowd chant. If you find the song and you listen to it, there's a "You're gonna get your," and then there's a beat, double song beat because for the effing head kicked in. So I was like, oh, you know what? Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Good. I was just trying to buy you time to think of something to sign off with.
Crap. I am the Redeemer. Kyle Charles. Yes. There we go.
Okay, fair enough.
I was going to say something weird and explicit that he says, but I'm not going to say that. It's just odd.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it for this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse.
Yep. Also, as of I think by the time this comes out, the episode where I appear on Doghouse should be out. So yeah, just find it on any place you listen to podcasts. It'd be there.
And I think we were discussing before we were recording that Carl might just put their episode up in one of our slots just so we'll reference something, then people don't know where what we're talking about exactly. So.
To help you guys, because we love you.
Exactly. Yeah. Continuity and consistency was what we're all about, right?
Yeah. Unlike the WWE, but yeah.
Yeah. Or what we could do is you put it up and then we never reference it, pretend it never existed.
Yeah. Until we decide it exists.
What episode? What are you talking about?
Yeah. That never happened.
Yeah.
Oh, WWE.
All right. Cool.
Yes. Well, we'll as usual, share this with friends. If you watched AEW, let us know what you think. What do you think is going to happen in the future? And yeah, just get back to us on all our social medias, like the YouTube channel, all that lovely jubbly stuff. And like my amazing co-host said, catch you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Who's the champion? We the champion. I the champion.
Show me the stage, we came to work. Talk to hit them where it hurts. Champions coming first. Cause we don't know no second place. I'm the one that set the pace. Roll one and elevate. Celebrate, we've been winning so long.